Many of you guys must be under the dilemma of what questions will be asked about operations management in the interview. Will I be able to understand the stream? What are the job prospects associated? I'm here to simplify this stream to you so that you can get a clear understanding of what this operations management is all about. For understanding operations management, let us start by understanding what an operations system is. An operations system is defined as one in which several activities are performed to transform a set of inputs into useful outputs using a transformation process. With this definition of operations, we can further say that operations management is a systematic approach to address all the issues pertaining to the transformation process that converts some inputs into outputs and that are useful and could fetch revenue to the operation system. Operations management focuses on carefully managing the process to produce and distribute products and services. A great deal of focus is on efficiency and effectiveness of the process. Therefore, operations management often includes substantial measurement and analysis of internal process. Ultimately, the nature of how operations management is carried out in an organization depends very much on the nature of the products and services in the organization. For example, agriculture, mining, construction, and other general services could be having different operational stations. Let us understand this concept with the help of an example. Let us look at some of the key decisions that should be taken by companies that manufacture furniture. 1. Procurement of raw materials like wood and fabrics, managing the supply chain, factories, and production line in the manufacturing unit, quality assistance, testing the quality of furniture, investigating and addressing the root cause of quality variance. Distribution is the process of reaching customers with our end products. This includes supply and can extend to the touch points with customers. Finally, customer service is a type of service delivery that involves direct interactions with the customer, which helps the company to collect feedback, provide responses to customers, and offer services such as orders, returns, and cancellations. Now, why study operations management? You will be interested in studying operations management because it is one of the three major functions of any organization. You will study how people organize themselves for productive enterprise. Secondly, if you want to know how goods and services are produced, then this is the course for you. And third, you want to understand what operations management do as operations is such a costly part of an organization. Roles in the operations domain. Let us look into some job roles which an operations management can take. Production manager. In simple words, production manager is responsible for overseeing the manufacturing process and ensuring that the production runs safely and on time. Warehouse manager. A warehouse manager is responsible for every aspect of warehousing goods, from receiving and storing products to dispatching deliveries and beyond. Plant manager. A plant manager usually has sole responsibility for running the day-to-day operations of a manufacturing site. Product manager. A product manager is responsible for planning, overseeing, and leading projects from ideation through to completion. Let us look at some of the decisions that are taken up by operations managers. Project design, quality policy, technology to be employed, process selection, and site selection. There are some various additional decisions that are to be taken according to specialization of the work role, some of which include machinery and plant selection, plant size selection, manpower training and development, warehousing arrangements, setting up of work standards, effluent and waste disposal systems, and safety and maintenance systems. Now, let us talk about supply chain management. As we have seen what operations management is, now let us try to understand how it is different from supply chain management. Supply chain management mainly includes the procurement of raw materials, manufacturing of products, and its delivery to end consumer. While supply chain management mostly deals with the external activities of the company. Operational management is concentrated on what happens within the company. Yeah, now let's look at some of the key terminologies in the supply chain management. Logistics. Logistics refers to the overall process of managing how resources are acquired, stored, and transported to their final destination. Logistics management involves identifying prospective distributors and suppliers and determining their effectiveness and accessibility. Logistics managers are also referred to as logisticians. Consignment. This term has more than one meaning. Most often, it means the act of placing your goods in the care of third-party warehouse owners, also known as a consignee, who maintain them for a fee. In addition to storing the goods, the consignee may also sell or ship them to the customers on our behalf. Inventory. A term used to describe all the goods and materials held up by an organization for future sale or use a list of items held in stock. FIFO, first in first out, is a method of cost lot tracking where items are valued and sold in the order they are purchased. LIFO, last in first out, is a method of cost lot tracking where your most recent purchases are sold first. It works exactly opposite to FIFO. Landed cost, the total cost of ownership of an item. This includes the cost price, shipping charges, custom duties, taxes, and any other charges that were borne by the buyer. Bill of material, a listing of components, parts, and other items needed to manufacture a product, showing the quantity of each item that is needed to produce the product. Demand driven supply chains. This is where a supply chain system is in direct response to a single point of demand. All the components across the supply chain are synchronized to meet the demand and that it is trying to fulfill. Transit time. The time taken to move goods physically between different locations in a supply chain or laterally to another facility. Turnaround time. The total time taken to repair a component at the repair location, including the waiting time but excluding the transit time. Reverse logistics. The requirement to plan the flow of supplies or unwanted material or equipment back to the supply chain after meeting customer demand. Just in time. A philosophy designed to achieve high volume production through the elimination of waste and continuous improvement. It is an inventory optimization method where every batch of item arrives just in time to fulfill the needs of the next stage, which could be either a shipment or production cycle. Lean systems, sometimes synonymous with just in time. It is a philosophy that takes the total systematic approach to create efficient operations through the elimination of waste. Roles in supply chain domain. Supply chain manager. Supply chain manager will oversee and manage every stage of the product flow and ensure that the right amount of product is made at the right time. Supply chain analyst. A supply chain analyst will analyze the data and implement different strategies to improve the firm's delivery of products and services to its customers. Trends in SCM and operations management. In the last few months, the global pandemic has affected almost all aspects of the world economy. As self-isolated customers turn to online shopping, it has created immense pressure on the supply chain logistics industry to keep up with the increased demand. As a result, logistics companies are stepping up with innovative strategies to respond to their rapidly shifting logistics trends in 2022. Blockchain. In 2019, worldwide spending on blockchain solutions was 2.7 billion US dollars. This number is expected to climb all the way through 11.7 billion US dollars. Blockchain has been one of the most steadily increasing industry reshaping global logistics trends through the last few years, and its rise shows no signs of stopping. As data becomes more and more crucial to optimize logistics and operations, so do the security risks and efficiency challenges associated with processing data through the 3PL industry. To address this need for solutions, logistics technology trends in 2021 will likely be characterized by the success of companies like Koopman Logistics, a Dutch company that uses the Bitcoin blockchain to regulate the logistics of automotive delivery. Koopman is the first company to deliver automotive vehicles through an entirely paperless, data-driven system. In 2022, expect more logistics companies to cut out waste with blockchain process. Reverse logistics. Related to the rise in e-commerce is the need for good reverse logistics. Reverse logistics includes all the value-added services that companies provide after the point of sale. This includes post-sale services such as returns, refurbishment, repairs, reselling, and recycling services. In 2020, return delivery costs were estimated to reach around 550 billion US dollars. The returns making up as much as 50% of some e-commerce seller total shipments. Good reverse logistics management will become an even bigger part of the logistics and supply chain industries. Elastic logistics. In the Industry 4.0 era, responsiveness to unexpected customer behavior can make or break the supply chain strategy. As a result, 2022 supply chains need to be ready to expand or shrink capacity depending on an ever-changing demand of the industry variables. This practice is called elastic logistics and is one of the most crucial logistics and supply chain management trends in 2022. 3PL is a third-party logistics in logistics and supply chain management and is an organization's use of third-party businesses to outsource elements of its distribution, warehousing, and fulfillment services. Elastic logistics highlights the benefit of using 3PL companies to react quickly to high volume periods, since many 3PL companies use highly elastic temporary workforces to meet rising and falling production needs. Cloud computing. Cloud computing is one of the thriving global digital logistics market. The global digital logistics market is set to grow 21.7% annually between 2020 and 2025, at which point it will be worth 46.5 billion US dollars. As the logistics industry digitalizes in the coming years, cloud-based SaaS software as a service solutions will become an integral part of logistics companies' IT infrastructure. Sustainable supply chain management. The buying consciousness of the modern consumer is changing. Sustainability is now a top concern of buyers and companies alike, with many buyers publishing more transparency into the supply chains and rewarding brands who showcase their progressive political stances and green behavior. As consumer needs drive the market in a greener direction, logistics technology trend will prioritize efficiency while keeping environmental sustainability in mind. With new national and international regulations concerning shipping emissions and other political environmental risks associated with distribution, green tech is sure to lead the way in 2022 logistics innovations. Last mile delivery. The World Economic Forum anticipates that by 2030, 60% of the Earth's population will live in cities. The number is set to increase to 70% by 2050. Coupled with growing e-commerce needs, expanding urbanization means that a major transportation and logistics industry trend will be last mile delivery initiatives. Last mile delivery costs account for more than half of companies' overall logistics costs. Last mile delivery has become a focus for many businesses, with some companies already using drones to achieve this efficiently. About our The Operations and Supply Chain Club of IIM Raipur has the distinction of being the oldest club of the institute. The main goal is to understand and develop students' interest in many aspects of operations and supply chain management, and to bridge the gap between the classroom sessions and practical understanding of operations. OPEP also publishes Stride, an annual magazine, and Opals, a monthly newsletter, to keep students informed about the recent events in the sector. IIM Raipur provides an opportunity for a student to become campus ambassador for ISEA, International Supply Chain Education Alliance, and OPEP coordinates with ISEA in organizing the certification programs, guest lectures, and case competitions. In conclusion, operations management impacts the overall productivity and profitability of any business enterprise. It measures the efficiency of managers and other workers, hence accelerating individuals and companies' progress. Operations management is the company's engine room where important decisions and plans are taken. Lack of proper operations management can cause the problems in product design and delivery failures. In any enterprise, a well-designed operations plan is the pillar and strengthens the probability of fulfilling and shipping orders on time, keeping customers happy, which leads to company success.